Pete Rose is a baseball legend. In his amazing career, he's amassed the most hits in MLB history, ahead of second place legendary Hall of Famer Ty Cobb, while playing at least 500 games at 5 separate positions. By doing so, he made his team a perennial contender, dubbed the Big Red Machine, and he brought home 3 World Series rings to Cincinnati and Philadelphia along the way. So here's the question: why is the greatest baseball player in history not enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame? Let's take a deeper look into Pete Rose's infamous career. Pete Rose was born on April 14th, 1941 in Cincinnati, Ohio, and began playing baseball at a young age. True to his name, Charlie Hustle, Rose worked hard to excel at the sport, and after using his 4 years of sports eligibility in high school, he signed a Double-A contract in the Dayton Amateur League. There he hit an unbelievable rate, earning a batting average over 600 points at the plate, but strangely enough, he didn't receive any attention whatsoever from major league teams. His career appeared to be short-lived, and it seemed like he was destined for a less than a Hall of Fame career, let alone a major league career, until he received the help of his uncle, who was a scout for the Reds, pleading his case for his nephew. Upon graduation from high school, Rose ultimately signed a professional contract with the Cincinnati Reds, and he made his major league debut on April 8, 1963. Rose would go on to dominate the MLB almost instantly, winning the Rookie of the Year award on the way in 1963 and hitting for a .273 average. Not only was he busy winning the hearts of adoring fans, but he was also busy winning the World Series as he led the Cincinnati Reds to World Series victories in 1975 and 1976, going back-to-back. And after spending 16 years in Cincinnati, he took his talents to Philadelphia as a 37-year-old veteran, ultimately hitting a respectable .291 with 826 hits in 5 seasons, earning yet another World Series trophy in 1980. By doing so, he had put his name on the short list as one of the best baseball players to ever live, and the stats proved it. By the time he retired, he ended up with the most hits in MLB history, by far, exceeding the 4,000 mark, which no other man had achieved other than the legendary Hall of Famer Ty Cobb. Rose also hit for a .303 average, which is far above what most players hit for in a season, let alone a career when they retire, and he even swiped 198 bases. So the question remains, why is baseball's best player not in the Hall of Fame? Well, we have to go back to 1984, when Pete Rose returned to the Reds. When he did, he returned not only as the legendary player, but also as the manager of the team, notably being the last person to be a player manager in MLB history. He ended up managing and playing until 1986, after he decided to hang up his cleats as a player and call it a career. Despite having retired from playing, Rose remained the manager of the Reds until 1989, when he came under investigation by professional baseball's commissioner because of reports that he had repeatedly bet on sports teams, including his own Cincinnati Reds, in the mid-1980s. Rose denied having bet on baseball, but in August 1989, he was banned from the MLB for life as a consequence of investigation. This ruling made Rose ineligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame, and in 1990, Rose was fined $50,000 and forced to serve 5 months in federal prison for filing false tax returns, although he still denied the claims of his gambling. In his second autobiography released in 2004, adequately titled My Prison Without Bars, he finally admitted to gambling on baseball in an attempt to renew his public image. Despite being arguably the best baseball player to ever live, the Hall of Fame and the sport of baseball itself is notorious for holding grudges, and as each day passes, it seems less likely that he'll ever be enshrined into the Baseball Hall of Fame.